have you experienced persecution from our church?
Yes.
And so how have you managed so far?
Oh, I just laughed. I just laughed. I have been blocked some places for preaching. Well, I won't call it persecution, because but I went to a certain country to preach, and they stopped it. They say he can't come. But I had to go to the country, because from that country I had to go to Malaysia for a youth conference, so I had to be there. So I arrived. They say, you can't preach. They gave me no reason. I said, fine. I don't fight the church. I don't do that. My policy is, if the church asks you to do something, you cannot show it's a biblical sin, and it does not offend your conscience, try to cooperate. Because God set up a system of leadership for a reason. God set up leadership. It originated in heaven, one person above somebody else. I believe in obeying the church unless the church asks me to commit a sin or requires something that directly violates my conscience. If those two things are not present, I obey. Are you with me? If it's a local elder leading a church under a tree and he tells me something, I obey. When I got to this country, they said, you can't preach. I said, fine. And then I met with the conference president the very next day, and he explained he thought I was the problem. He realized I wasn't. He apologized, and he said, Elder Skeet, you can come back anytime. I said, thank you. He gave me a nice vegetarian hug, and that was the end of that. Then I went to another country to preach for a crusade, and the night the crusade was to begin, they canceled it. They said, you cannot preach. So I called the conference office the next day. I said, what's the problem? They said, it's not you. The people who invited you did not follow protocol. Okay. I left, flew back home. A few weeks later, they wrote me, we are so sorry. We handled this badly. Please come back. I went back. Preached, had a lovely time. So that's the way I handle opposition. If you tell me no, I don't preach. You tell me yes, I preach. And that's it. I have a policy. No one can keep you out of the place where God wants you to be. And no one can put you where God does not want you to be. So I leave it to him.